Welcome to Hollywood Homes Training. This module will be on the receipt for the deposit rent. Very, very important that we get the numbers correct when we are collecting monies. So this sheet is very important. We're going to run through it here. And first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have your correct date. Okay, so you're going to put that here. Okay. Next line is receipt is hereby acknowledged by Hollywood Homes Realty for the sum of. Here's where you're going to put the actual monies that you are receiving. So let's use an example. We're going to have $1,000 rent. Today we're going to try to collect $500. We're going to look for half a month's rent. Okay, that's what we're looking to collect. Look on the ML sheet. It's really easy if you collect just what our commission is going to be. That makes it real easy at closing, seamless. We don't have to write escrow checks. We move strictly straight to closing, and the client gives the money directly to the landlord in cleared funds. Okay? Half a month is plenty for a good faith deposit. So we're going to base this receipt on $1,000 a month rent. So here we're going to put $500. Okay? And you're going to write it out just like a check on this line. Okay? On this next line, you want to make sure who is giving you the money. Okay? Because in the event we have a return of escrow, it's only going to be returned to the person that's on this line. Okay? The check will be made to the person that's on this line. Okay? So it's very important. Whoever gives you the money, their name goes here. Okay, herein John Smith is going to be called the leasee, and this is his earnest money deposit. Again, this is not security deposit. This is a good faith deposit on rent of said property being situated in the county of Broward. Okay, and the address it's very important that when you're doing the good faith receipt, sometimes clients get a little nervous thinking that in the event that the deal does not go through, is the other landlord going to keep their money, or if they get rejected, where's it go? We need to explain very clearly to these people that this money is in escrow in their name on behalf of them. We are controlling the escrow. So in the event that a contract does not get accepted, that money can simply move to the next property. It's really important that you give the client a level of comfort. They really need to hear that. So in the event anything happens, we are controlling the good faith. Okay? Now, the only time it's really at risk is if the lease has been signed and everybody's ready to move in, and for some reason the tenant changes their mind for whatever reason, then we would go into some type of an escrow dispute. Okay? But as long as we are not having a contract signed or accepted, they really need to understand that this money is in their name in escrow. Okay? So here we're going to write what the rent is, how much total dollars are they going to need to move in completely, whether we take it or whether a third party takes it, or she's got to bring it, or John Smith has got to bring it to the landlord at closing with cleared funds. Okay, so we're basing this on $1,000 a month. We're going to say that they're doing first month rent amount, other rent is always last month, security deposit usually equal to 1 month's rent. Okay, an application fee. This is not the association's application fee. This is our application fee, as we've discussed in other modules. This is for us to process the credit report, the background check, rental history check, work check, and all of those things prior to putting in the offer. That's $100. So the total dollars that they will need to move in is $3,100. Okay, now you're going to say how much did they pay us? Well, they paid us $500. So here you're going to put what has been paid, okay? And this will tell you what is due. So $3,100 minus 500 is $2,600. That's going to be what is due. Now, the due date is generally the move-in date. Okay? So here we're going to write the move-in date, we're going to say is June 1st, 0601 2012. Very clear. Now, they may come back and say to us, here, can you hold another $500? I don't want to spend it. I'm putting it towards my rent. That happens often. Okay? Or they just were making arrangements to hold more money for whatever reason. Then you would bring down this balance, would then go here as previous balance. Okay? So they walk back into the office as they say, um, Ben Garcia, can you please, take this additional $500? No problem. There's $2,600 goes here, and the $500 would go right here. Okay, now you bring down the new balance. Okay, the new balance is 2,100. Rarely do they do more than twice, but if they do, then we'll write it outside in the margins, or we'll create a secondary sheet. Okay, sometimes the realtor on the other side, the landlord's looking for a little bit more commitment. Okay, so there are instances where you'll use the previous balance. And then simply have the tenant sign on this line, the agent signs on this line. You now give a copy to the tenant. After you get a copy to the tenant, you have 24 hours to bring that money into Hollywood Homes. After you bring it into Hollywood Homes, a manager will sign off here, and you will make a copy for yourself and for the file to show that the money has exchanged hands. In case there's any question, you've done your work properly according to the rules of the state. You've turned in your money. You have proof you've turned in your money. Okay? And here is the application fee that is non-refundable and is separate and apart from any deposit. So that $100, okay, application fee here will be used to run the credit, do all the background check prior to sending in the contract to lease. Okay, it's a fairly simple form, does cause confusion sometimes, but if you just read through it, take a look at this module, look at it a couple times if needed, and you'll be fine. And thank you for watching.